Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy. I'm a flow state specialist, so I help you feel your best and perform your best. Today we're talking about the storyline, the trope, the motif of the beauty and the beast. This is so powerful for you to do as a man because you've stopped giving yourself access to your beast, okay? What exactly is the beast, right? The beast is a concept of your shadow, okay? It is the parts of you, the darkness within you, that you can use. My mentor RIZZ calls it your dark fuel, okay? It's something that you can use to get you to where you want to go. Now, there's another side of you that is a spiritual being first. That is your priest. You get that? That is your connection to the source. When both of these combine, you get the power of something very amazing. Take the example of the, Hindu pantheon or Hinduism, which is, the third largest religion on the planet. 1.2 billion people probably follow it. And you got to understand that it's a very big religion because of these very Vedic ancient understandings. So from the Shrutis, the Rig Vedas, the Vedas, and the Upanishads, and then we have this amazing literature, right? Even in, I believe, in one of the texts, they speak of the Prophet Muhammad. This is like 4,000 years before, right? They speak that there's going to be this person who's going to be a spiritual educator. So Hinduism actually has a lot of props. It has a lot of props from me. I'm here back in India, in Kolkata right now, and I'm rediscovering my roots, right? I'm rediscovering who I am as a man, learning about my own culture again. And it's such a beautiful thing because I've traveled abroad most of my life, you know what I mean? And being back here, finally living here at home, gives me that connection to my roots. And I need this in order for my evolution to happen, okay? For instance, I've been told to go on a 30-day brahmacharya streak, which is no fap or semen retention, with Hanuman in mind, right? Because he wants his devotees or his followers or his disciples to be celibate, okay? Now, I'm probably gonna do it for 30 days, okay? I'm not gonna be celibate for the rest of my life, obviously. However, I've noticed that when my sexual energy rises, I give out more sexual cues in the environment. There's a book, okay? You might wanna read this book, or if you're interested at all in the understandings of human psychology, especially sexuality, okay? There's a book called A Billion Wicked Thoughts, okay? Now these engineers, these scientists, they actually did the research and found that men are more looking at visual pornography and women are looking at more literary pornography. So what does this tell us already? If you're a woman watching this right now, you gotta understand, you gotta focus on your looks, girl. You gotta focus on your visual imagery, okay? And for men, you've got to focus on your language. You've got to read a dictionary and a thesaurus. You've got to be able to speak that tongue. You've got to make her speak in tongues later on, but you've got to be able to, have that $1 million mouthpiece as a man. So understand already that this is a repressed desire because pornography is something that is very secretive and private and hidden. It's concealed. So this is not what women are talking about or showing out into the physical world, right? Everyone's kind of in their little cardboard cutout versions of themselves, right? And instead of truly tapping into their genuine, raw, authentic form, So based on this understanding, by the way, try out the Hanuman Chalisa. It's absolutely phenomenal. Might be difficult for you guys to pronounce if you're Western or watching this. But just even listening to it, man, you're gonna tap into the energy of that, okay? Just tap into that. And also, as you end that, it's important to also chant Ram. So if Hanumanji or Lord Hanuman hears Ram's name, he will offer more of a connection and a protection, okay? So if you want protection from anything, that's just a great way to, keep yourself strong and powerful as a man. So let's go back to this idea of beauty and the beast, by the way, is one of the most greatest examples you see of this trope in culture. The man being the monster and the woman being this innocent, naive, somewhat woman who goes on this quest or this journey to find a specific kind of monster. Understand that women want that encounter with chaos. She wants a man who is untamed that she has to tame. That's the pivotal plot in all of these movies. You get that? Even the superhero movies, the woman is taming the monster, the beast. But how do you keep that attraction alive? Even when, as you grow older as a man, you become slowly untamable. You become that dominant figure, that high status individual, still holding deep within your heart the peace and the love and the surrender and the compassion and the devotion. That's it. That's it. Game over, mic drop. Now there are 5 archetypes of monster that they found in this book. Okay, one was vampires. Holy shit, that explains Twilight, that explains Vampire Diaries. Okay, now you guys are starting to get it. Okay, the science proves this, man. There's no more beating around the bush with this thing. There's no more like, oh, let's deny these things and forget. I guess so. The fetishization of that dominance, okay? The vampire, okay? A literal blood sucker, okay? Somebody who is taking the life force energy of somebody. That's danger, but he can keep it under check. That vampire, and that's what makes him attractive. So if you're a man on semen retention, you can keep your sexual desire in check. You're keeping your emotions in check too. And a man who is emotionally regulated and strong and they can control themselves, that's super magnetizing, okay? So I'm gonna start this journey again, man. I'm excited. Today's already day 2, let's go. So this monster, okay? Monster? Yes, monster, okay? Stop trying to be cute around women, okay? You've gotta be raw. You've gotta be this dominant being. Okay, let's talk about the other ones. There's vampires, werewolves, that explains Teen Wolf. Okay, that explains True Blood. What are a few other ones with werewolves, man? Drop some examples in the comments for those guys or gals watching this. Then we have the billionaire. Why is a billionaire a monster? Are you kidding me? Look at all these people. They talk about them like they're monsters. Literal monsters, right? Now, how is that a monster? Well, he is on top of the male dominance hierarchy in terms of wealth. Okay, it's a very, very small percentage. He's a mutant. He's a monster. He's not ordinary, that man. He's a billionaire. Boom, okay? So start to understand that aspect of it too, okay? Women want to feel safe, protected, provided. This monster can rip up anything in front of it, right? This monster's protective. It's a caring monster, okay? I just think of like Sully from Monsters, Inc. Anyway. Pirates, and the last one was surgeons, which I find interesting. So speaking of surgeons, I was very, very inspired by this guy, okay? Who is this guy, you're wondering? This is a venomized, whoa, caught it? This is a venomized Doctor Strange. This little guy over here represents the dark masculine with the light masculine together. Okay? And this is such a powerful representation of that priest beast archetype, that divine creature that you're gonna be. As you watch this video, you're gonna get access to these codes. So why am I inspired by this? This guy's a surgeon. You guys get that? His power, which was his hand, got injured. So it confronted his own ego. Go watch my breakdown on Doctor Strange, by the way. I have one of them on my channel. His ego crumbles down. He goes through a literal ego death, guys. You get that? And through that ego death, he goes to Kamartaj, and then he trains all these skills, this chakra tech, and then, you know, he can now shoot like invisible things with his hands, right? So now you understand that this is a man who is a wizard, right? He's a technician. He's a mystic. However, he is also very clinical. He's a surgeon, okay? He's a medical professional. Start to understand that. That is elite. That is an elite healer archetype that you're getting with the surgeon. There's still that dominance and that violence with the surgery, right? He's cutting people up. But as he's cutting people up, he's healing it. So start to understand some of this stuff, guys. Why do so many of us watch all these very graphic and horror movies and stuff? Okay? Somewhere in our subconscious, We have these images, these repressed dark archetypes and characters and symbols that are resting in our minds. Are we gonna continue living in this lie that relationships are gonna be like this musical type of, Broadway show? That was strange. Is this King Nixa? Okay, it's King Nixa. Just water came out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden. Anyway, does King Nixa want me to say something on this video? No, okay. Just saying hi. So yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to go and choose these archetypes of monsters, right? But get inspired by that. What about the pirate? Okay, he's looting actual gold. Look at all these Hindu gods, by the way. Can you say either of them are pussies? Maybe they have like a very soft-like feminine, depiction of them. However, look at their hands. They're holding weapons in their hands. These are protectors. By supporting men getting weapons, well, I would say that for your own protection, yeah, that's important, man. Okay? What if someone breaks in, robs you, okay? There's so many things that could happen in this life, okay? Especially if you're living in a very dangerous place. Dangerous neighborhoods, right? So if you get a gun, you gotta know how to use it. Okay, you have that quality that you're dangerous. So what if you walk through an environment, right? Imagining that you were strapped, that you had a samurai sword, okay, that you had nunchucks, not really, but imagined, okay? Use this visualization. As you're walking into places, you imagine you have like an astral grenade, okay, that you can use anytime. You have little ammo, okay, it can shoot out of your fingers. You have maybe angel wings that can fly, so it auto-corrects your posture, or a cape of some sort. And you're just moving through the world with this feeling dangerous, feeling like nobody can fuck with me. Now that I'm starting MMA and I go around and I see people, it's with their limp, deflated bodies, like kind of, lumped up into one, lazy slump. I'm starting to notice that people have been really, really sedated, bro. They've been super dumbed down. And most people, you'll never guess this, are super nihilistic. Okay? They secretly are. They have no hope for themselves. So you gotta be that guiding light. You gotta be that shining crystal that shows up. You gotta be that fucking amethyst, bro, that shows up and causes that divine violet protection around everything. That pimp violet protection around your environment. You as a man have gotta work on being strong. Physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually. As a man, you've gotta be strong on all fronts. On all of those. And how do you rest? Well, how does a shaman rest? Okay, my meditation is my rest. My practice of my downtime when I'm journaling is my rest. Okay, when I'm stretching out onto my floor. My floor is almost like a yoga mat and an MMA mat, like combined. I just kind of roll around and do all sorts of stuff here. I've actually changed my bed into just that. I sleep on the floor, okay? So that's just my lifestyle. That's in general, some people might find that weird, but I actually enjoy that, okay? And I love it. I absolutely love it, man. And you're probably wondering, like, so what if you have girls over or whatever, you're gonna sleep on the floor? Yeah. I tell it to them like it is. And hey, if one night they want to spend it on the bed, that's fine with me. But you get this understanding, right? I'm not gonna take away from my values. You see, so this priest beast archetype, man, it is fascinating to people when they come across it. Right? Because that's really how you create a brand, a cult-like following. Okay? I said cult-like. Okay? Chill. So hey, if you're a fancy, like, squirrely little light worker, okay? Oh, full of feminine energy, talking like you're very effeminate as well, okay? I understand that my own journey as a man, I understand that internal softness, okay? Internally as a man, you can be tender. But why would you share that with the woman? You share that tenderness with your brothers and a tribe who you have absolute trust over. They say men can't talk about emotions. That's partly the problem, bro. Why can't we actually allow ourselves to get to that point where our emotions aren't being this gravitational pull, but we understand more so how to have them be our spirit guides, in a sense? You know what I mean? Like your anger is your guide. Your sadness is your guide. It is there to teach you about something. And once that lesson is over, the emotion subsides. This is what many people have observed over time. The basic thing you got to start out with if you're depressed is get moving. Your physical body. Pay attention to your physical body. Your diet, your sleep, your exercise. That's it. That's the foundation of getting rid of your depression. You get that? The science shows it. That's why you go to every doctor and they tell you the same thing. You gotta sleep better, you gotta eat better, you gotta... Yeah, I get that, but then where is that internal fuel, like that making meaning of the diet, right? You haven't found your perfect diet because you understand that you have only a personal diet. There's not one diet for you to follow, there is only your diet. And you gotta find that diet. What if one day you had Laffy Taffy and your skin got covered in hives? Now you know never to eat Laffy Taffy, right? You learn along the process. You don't know your body overnight. You don't know your mind overnight. But you acknowledge the process. There's a beautiful documentary on Netflix. I highly recommend it. It is Jonah Hill making a documentary about his therapist, Phil Stutz. So it's just called S-T-U-T-Z or Z. And highly recommended. Okay? They talk about this idea that we have this thing called a part X, the parts of us that we deny. And I really resonate with that idea, you know, and also the idea of, you know, speaking to the shadow and a lot of concepts in that movie. I'm still watching it. I'm like halfway finished. Yeah, man, that's going to be an incredible thing for you to watch too. I don't know why I brought that up here in this video, but I just know that it'll resonate with somebody because he's not an ordinary therapist, right, the way he's doing things. So I like that approach because he's using these flashcards and these visual cues and yeah, it's just a very touching documentary. And the thing I like about it is it's real, right? It's just authentic, it's pure. You feel the purity of the craft, of what it's trying to do and create. And I wish there were more healers or therapists like that out in the world. Whoa, there's a spider out there outside my window. That means the timeline has sped up once again, guys, okay? Here we go, okay? Arachnid gang, Spidey sense gang, let's get it. So yeah, man, you gotta get yourself moving. You gotta do some tough things, right? You gotta lift some weights. You gotta do some kickboxing. Okay, I love doing kickboxing, man, and just different types of I also do grappling and wrestling as well. So I do all three, and I'm practicing all three. But I want to get really strong on some fundamental ones, right? Kickboxing being one of them. And I'm still learning the form at this point. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for a while, right? Maybe like 12 months, give or take. I've understood that when I first started, man, I felt like a pussy. I felt like a straight up bitch. I'm telling you, bro. You ever been manhandled and slaughtered, bro, by someone bigger than your weight class, or even just, you know, even at your weight, like even smaller than you, bro? And like dominant, like my trainer is smaller than me in size, but he can lift me up. And I'm like, whoa, that guy's strong, right? But he knows the technique, that's the thing. So now that you've watched this video, you understand the tech and the science behind it. Maybe you can apply your own monster fuel, okay, let's call it like that. So that high intellect with that dangerous quality, okay? What is this guy, man? He's half alien at this point. Right? He's a symbiote. He's half alien, but he's also half Kung Fu wizard. That is a powerful archetype. Us Flow Jedis on this channel, you gotta get that archetype, bro. We're the gray Jedis. We can use the powers of the darkness for the good, for our benefits. Let's not let the wicked, evil people on the world win with their own tech. We can take their tech back. I'm like the Robin Hood of this shit, right? I'm like coming in like speaking all this. But hey, if you resonate, hit the thumbs up, bro. That's it. We gotta be the mages of this shit, okay? We gotta make it happen. We gotta be the ones who shake things up, who prioritize their strength. And hey, I'm not saying for you to go and get a gun, even just a Swiss Army knife, right? Or like something. As a man, you need to have a tool of some sort, okay? Even if it's a hand grip, okay, bro? Even if it's a brass knuckle, okay? Don't do anything illegal, obviously, read the disclaimer. But I have like a machete, okay? I have a machete, okay? Why? To cut coconuts with, bro. but I feel like a badass doing it, and I can also protect myself with it, okay? Why? Because I love that shit, bro. I love it for my character. There's no such thing as beast mode. It's beast life, as my mentor always said. It's just beast life. You're not trying to tap into a monster quality. You have that monster within you already. Let's just live as is. Let's move with the frequency of this being within us that has that rawness, that has that power, that can deliver such great gifts, but only when it can be revered and respected. Hanuman, associated with the animal kingdom, animal realm, a monkey who can grow to a great size. You know what that represents for me as a city? Go back to watch the video on cities. That he can grow to a great level, that's contribution and generosity, and he can grow to a very small size, that is humility. So you do need that quality of, yes, reserve, restraint, the fire and water internally together, okay? The water, you know, keeping the fire in check, and then there's a smoke billowing internally, okay? This is the process. This is Primal Sutra, and we have a matches into dates challenge. 9 days or 8 days from now, we have the matches into dates challenge, okay? The banquet, the 5-day banquet. Your RIZZ is gonna super expand. We're gonna teach you all about how to set up your online profile, how to get matches on these apps, Tinder, Bumble, mostly. Of course, you can apply the tech into different platforms as well. And yeah, man, as you start doing this, you'll really start to notice your magnetism increasing, okay? Highly recommend anybody else watching this, if you want to finally get the confirmation that, hey, can I be a masculine man and can I be spiritual at the same time? Fuck yeah, you can. This channel proves it, okay? Let's go. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Hit that like and subscribe button. We're all here to win. You already know. Upward Spiral Gang. Us.